The bigger picture is that shelters destabilize families.
5 veces.
5 times. That's the number of moves Kelly, a Venezuelan migrant mother of 7, says she's had to make from one NYC shelter to the next since arriving in the States in January.
El cual me ha sido un poco duro por la educación de mis hijos.
It's bad for my children, Kelly continued in her testimony Tuesday in front
car. And having that kind of weird sexually stimulated feeling and just having this major disconnect because I didn't understand what just happened.
Katie and Lisa say they were confused and didn't say anything for a long while until Lisa says she brought up the courage to ask Katie.
Hey, have you ever had a weird experience with Dr. Farley? I just
at their most vulnerable time.
In an unexpected move, Mayor Adams relaxed the policy a day before the council hearing, waiving the tedious reapplication process. But it only applies for migrant families staying in the city's HERC or humanitarian emergency shelters.
Está mucho mejor.
Real. It hadn't actually been what I thought it was. And there's so much power in someone just asking that question or validating what you already know in your body.
Katie says that's when she realized she had been sexually assaulted. The friends decided to file a complaint with the Oregon Medical Board and learned they were not alone.
We got in contact with the medical board investigator, who was the very first person who validated us and believed us. He said, honestly, I've had about 20 women call me completely unrelated to you gals.
The Oregon Medical Board started investigating Dr. Farley based on complaints from women who said he was conducting unnecessary pelvic exams, but they would soon learn it all
help even more migrants take their next steps toward.
And she's the one who then informed me that she was abused as a teenager, and that immediately just broke me.
My mom was not in the room, and I was alone with him. He told me that he wanted to make sex more pleasurable.
Are you kidding
Nicole
me?
Snow says she grew up in Westland, Oregon, and Dr. Farley was her doctor between the ages of 15 and 18.
As a teenager, I didn't have the vocabulary to tell my parents what I was feeling.
I feel like more people experiencing mental health crises.
A decaying parcel of land in the South Bronx, a Superfund site that once housed a dry cleaning operation, has been the source of a years-long battle.
Residents have been pleading with the state to clean up the contaminated site, claiming the state hasn't adequately responded to their calls for action.
Yeah, now they're turning to the federal government for help, and Marvin Scott is our newsroom with that story. Marvin.
Well, Corey, Shirley, residents of the Millsboro section of the Bronx, they have now turned to the federal government for help to clean up a toxic site that has been decaying in their neighborhood.